This is the expression of artists. This is the expression that comes out of every scientist. So I don't know. I guess among us are sitting some of the wild geniuses of the future. I guess the next Picasso or the next Tagore might be from here only. And with us, we have a very special guest. She's a wonderful poet, a superlative human being, and she's Dr. Kheya Baidya. And yes, a big round of applause for her. So she shared her book with us, A Window Within, and the poems in the book are absolutely brilliant. So they are about life, about longings, about the different musings and fantasies that we have. So it's not teaching us any morality, but it's directly teaching us life. And that is something I can say. So thank you, ma'am, for to be here with us, and thank you so much. The thing is, ma'am, what moved you to write poetry? That's the first thing we would like to know.
I must tell here that this is a calling from within. As I have told, as I have kept the name of my book, A Window Within, the feelings are very spontaneous. Since my childhood, I felt myself to be a very sensitive soul. I could observe and feel. I always felt for that girl who was left alone in the crowd, for someone who was different from the rest, someone who was set aside because her color was different or she dressed a little differently, because people gossiped about her. Somehow I wanted to make a connection with her. I was always drawn towards that unique. I wanted to know. I always was a little sensitive.
Your sensitivity definitely is reflected in your poems. That's no doubt about it, ma'am. So, the thing is, sir, would you like to? So, ma'am, who was your favorite poet?
As I grew up, when I was a small girl, I just read. I won't say that time I only used to read poems. I used to read novels, especially Enid Blyton. Her works were very close to me, and the fairy tale world I had created, bedtime stories, and the Noddy world. Okay, then Tintin, then Harry Potter, and each one, the fantasy world. I love to live in a fantasy world which I created for myself. I am a very imaginative person and romantic. I think that every person who is into literature or who loves literature, by default, is a romantic. So each one of you present here will agree that we live in two worlds. One, we have to work and be there, and one, we are with ourselves. When we are left with ourselves, we delve there. That idealistic world, that utopia, and another one is this world, and especially the post-pandemic or after the world wars, we should say. Philosophy is something which I like. Nietzsche is someone I like. Okay, some lines I will say, like one line especially, that which does not kill you makes you stronger. So this one line, it resonates with me. Whenever life gives me a challenge, whenever something brings me down, tries to pull me down, this line gives me much more solace, perhaps much more than, sorry to say, Bhagavad Gita. So I feel that these things have, literature is something that has kept me going in life. Life has kept throwing so many challenges, and literature is something which is like, a cushion, and like it has enveloped me. It is like it has given me a cocoon, a bower, like William Wordsworth says, like John Keats has said in one of the poems, Endymion, that it is like a bower for quiet breathing. So, poetry or literature is not my just subject. It is much, much more than that. Much more than that. And these poems are just an expression, it is just a crystallization of those emotions. Wherever, whenever they have, I could not contain myself, I will say that they have overflown.
So,
Thank you.
I'll be a bit more daring now, and I'll ask you a very personal question, that is poetry an escape, an act of rebellion, or the expression of truth for you?
At different moments, they have been my different weapons.
Beautiful.
At times, my expression of love. At times, my rebellion. At times, my refuge. At times, my mother. At times, my friend.
Absolutely. Isn't it all for us? It's the same for us as well.
One of the things I would like to say, I am sure that all of you who are here in the literary club, creativity is there in all of us, and we all know how much we want and how we create and what we want to say to our reader. This poem is not there in my book, I'm just reading it. This is for my readers. Oh reader, when I dip my pen in ink, I wish I'm not aware of you. Oh reader, not to please you I write, but for you I yield my pen. For you I dip it in pain. While you shut your doors to the world, I follow you unaware everywhere. When you whisper your secrets, I eavesdrop. When you wet your pillow, I stand by you and stare. In your nights of love and ecstasy, I'm there. In your secret rendezvous, I'm there. In your pensiveness, I'm there. In your pain, sickness, and health, I'm there. In your victories, glories, battles won, and conquests, I rejoice. When all have left you, even the moon forsaken, the forlorn night, I'm there. Like the rainbow, O reader, I wish to be in your sky. But you don't have to wait for the sudden downpour and the sparkling sunshine to see me. Just wish me by you, dear, and I will be with all my colors at your casement forever. Thank you.
It's a brilliant poem, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's very personal, I know. You must have written it for yourself and for us. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you. Our students have prepared some, they went through your book and they have some questions.
Sure.
So, please, guys. Vaishi, you had one question.
I had a question. The start of the book, the first poem is an ode to your father.
Yes.
And the last poem talks about your motherhood. Was that intentional or was it just a jolly coincidence?
The first poem, actually, my father was a great influence in my life, is a great influence in my life, and I lost my father to cancer, and he was a very brave man who could fight all battles, and his life was very, very inspirational. And he was a man who, even when he fought cancer, and you would ask him if he was suffering, when he was suffering and going through so much of pain, and if you ask him, how are you today, Baba, how are you feeling? He would always say, okay, okay. So this was, one of his greatest qualities. I never saw him, complaining in spite of all the pain. I have really seen a person with such a stamina for life, such a mindset. He had a great, he was always so positive. His optimism is contagious. And my last poem, which is Can I? Like the responsibility which my father has taught me, with that, like even if I wish, since I am a mother, like even if I wish to break my shackles and go away and enjoy, can I? No, I can't. I have my responsibilities, and so I have to come back and do it. I have to be tied to my responsibilities, because my father used to say that animals live for themselves, man lives for others.
Guys, Adil?
The poem you have written, Who Am I? I just want to personally ask that how the first line, Who Am I? And
Yes.
how it ended, I am Maya, when the journey became this life.
Yeah.
Even I had that question, who is Maya?
Who is
That's-
Maya?
yeah.
Yes. I am Maya means that here Maya is not a persona. Maya here is the changing personas. We take different personas. Sometimes you are actually avatars. You are the different avatars which you create. See, I have written here, who am I? I relentlessly ask, why? Each writing, whenever I write, a writer will understand it is almost like a childbirth. You have to go through the pain to create. Without that pain, no creation comes. I don't know if you will be with me on this or not. But whenever I write a poem, it is a pain I have to go through before I finally create something. It is a pain. Each writing churns from within a new self. Am I the saint or the sinner? Do I live the pain or watch it flow by? Means, am I the onlooker? Have you heard Osho? If you have to understand life, we are always living within our body. But if you can step out of your body for some time and watch yourself, now you can do it. Just now. Look at yourself. Look at yourself once, stepping outside your physical body. you will see who you are. Try doing it more and more, you will realize yourself who you are. Then you will realize what is pain. You will not feel the pain because you are no more in your body. Your pain and your joys will not be yours. It is philosophy. So am I the saint or am I the sinner? Do I live the pain or watch it flow by? I live the pangs of childbirth each time I create, I seek. Where is myself? Who am I? There is the freshness in each page, yet staleness of breath. Of yesterdays, of yester months. Why? Because while you are turning the page, are you living today, now? You are burdened with your memories of yester moment, yesterday, yester month, yesteryear. How many of us, for how many moments we can actually live our moment? There is freshness in each page, yet staleness of breath, of yesterdays, of yester months, of yesteryears, which I wish to linger and I want it to remain. I am so much in love with it. I am in love with my past. I don't want it to go. I cling to it. I cling to. Am I the betrayer? Even if the person has gone away, am I the betrayer or the betrayed? Who has betrayed me? I am the tyrant, the spectator. I marvel, I just wonder how well I play my avatars. All are just Maya. Everything is just a role. I'm just an actor. I'm just playing it. I will just play it for some time and then that role will be over. I applaud, I clap, I have done my role so well. I suffer my mind that creates. I am Maya.
Ma'am, so is it Eliot or Wordsworth for you? Because I asked this question, there's a reason, because this particular poem that you read had the
Eliot.
realism, Eliot's-key feel, and also there is this lust for freedom which we find in Wordsworth. So somehow it's very difficult for me to kind of put you in either zones actually, Eliot or Wordsworth. So I have to hear it from you.
So I have always told you that my poems, they are moments. I am no one. I am neither Eliot. I have never tried to be anyone. I am Kheya.
You absolutely are. So, Oishi, you are asking her a question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I read this poem of yours, If We Were Strangers. So, I wanted to ask this transition of being something, like everything, to being nothing, a stranger. What would you define this time period as, like this?
If we were strangers, it's like how you wish, the moments which have gone, which you have already spent. Like, the best moments, your best creation. That was so good, you will never be able to create that again. Your best moments spent, your best holiday, your best appearance. you know you won't be able to look that beautiful again. If you have won the Miss Universe title that evening of your life, your first date, and you wish that again you would turn strangers if we were strangers. So that poem I wouldn't mind your eyes stave off. I wouldn't know how it's when you send roses. I wouldn't blush to see you in crowd. You're strangers. So you don't know that person altogether. Stealing glances at me with your peers. If we were strangers, my breaths wouldn't trot at your thoughts. You wouldn't rummage my existence with the fragrance of the past. Strangers, for once, how fresh this word seems. Dew hanging from a petal, not yet dropped to be trampled on earth. The arrow waiting to set on its trajectory. If we were strangers, my eyes wouldn't tire of searching. My nights not sleepless, all in beauty adorned. But I saw the world with your eyes, the rivers, the sea, these isles. So when today we are strangers, everything has changed. The dynamics of the relationship has changed, and now they are really strangers. Like the frosted flower, I wait for nothing. I smile. It's sad. All endings are not happy.
If there is ever an end.
The flower is frosted. It's gone into a permanent hibernation.
Very true. Very ironic because it's smile.
Yeah, very ironic. It looks, because it has become white and it has frosted, so it appears as if it is smiling forever.
It's almost like time travel, as if you could go back in time.
And they would
be
become strangers.
and start.
Then
so many relationships would have been saved, right? So many mistakes could have been corrected.
Not happened.
Would not have happened.
happened.
Brilliant. You had something to ask, Mama.
Yeah?
From your poem, The Corridors, you have mentioned a few phrases, which was like, few books which matter no more, and those letters they have written, the dreams of a freelance. What do you think about this freelance, the dream of freelance?
This one is a very, very a specific poem of a particular period of Kolkata, when the movement was going on and the freedom movement. It is during the freedom movement, okay, and the entire generation was gradually getting involved. Even the elite students of Presidency College and all, they were getting involved into the freedom struggle. So the dream of a free land.
Just being free as freedom.
The Naxal movement. We're talking of the Naxal movement. And during that time, the entire generation was wiped out. So we are talking of that time. It is very specific time period. You have to little know the historical background to understand the poem. It is a love story with that background.
So a movement that started as a rebellion, as a freedom struggle for the farmers, went on a killing spree where youngsters were killed on the streets of
On
Kolkata.
the streets of Kolkata.
So it's actually heart-wrenching.
Very hard.
And-
If you have read Jhumpa Lahiri's Unaccustomed Earth, anyone of you?
No, I guess it's the lowland, I guess.
Oh, sorry, lowland, not unaccustomed.
yeah.
Unaccustomed.
Unaccustomed Earth is the short story.
Sorry.
short story.
For which he
Lowland
got a-
came out in-
Lowland. It is totally this background.
Udayan.
Udayan
and Gauri, yeah.
Very, this entire Naxalite movement is. This entire Naxalite movement is
It's depicted there,
there in details. And I'm sure in Bengali novels many it must
Many
be.
are there.
Many others.
Ma'am,
Please.
Rohan, yeah. Ask.
ma'am, in your poem, Those Eyes, there is a line, now we will build the castle in the sky, and it's repeatedly written. So, what is the personification of that sentence and what it means according to you?
It means imagination.
Only. But the poem is something which feels like it's real or something like.
Like whenever I have tried to build, it has been destroyed. I'll just read it. Wait. Now we will build the castle. It wasn't so dark. I could see your eyes. You winked at me. I unwrapped my blanket for a look. Your smile, your arms were my nook. I held your hand. I held them tight, but had to let go as light consumed the night. I was in a trance, yet so alive. You so close to me, the rustling of the palm leaves, the lapping of the sea, our hands still entwined, making the castle in the sand. At morn, the tide still low. Love's labor, let it grow. But in noon, the tides were high, the huge waves crashed by, the sun at mid-sky, it struck my eye. No shades could evade, I had to awake. Now I will wait for the dusk, the twilight, the night, in the darkness to meet those eyes. Now we'll build the castle in the sky. We'll build the castle in the sky. We will.
এটা অনেকটা ওই স্বপ্নের রাজপ্রাসাদ বানানোর মতো না?
We will meet in our imagination, in our dreams. Or you can interpret it in our next life or not.
Thank you.
मिलने के लिए बिछड़ना जरूरी था.
This particular line with the castle in the sky reminds me of Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan.
Kubla Khan.
If I could revive within me her symphony and song, it would win me to such delight that I would build that dome in air, the sunny pleasure dome at Caves of Ice. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, Rohan. Roshan.
I read your poem
Colds.
and I can't get those last two lines out of my mind. Like, there lies my redemption, I need to go.
There lies my redemption, I need to go. There lies my redemption, I need to
So
go.
what was the poet thinking? The state of mind?
I'll just tell you. See, as is the title of my poem, cold. So it speaks of the coldness. Okay, it is, the emotions are cold here. wish to say, I am perplexed. I am slow. Darkness. My mind plunges. It's the ocean in turbulence. There is frenzy, there is madness. The center slackens. She can't hold, I drift. And you sitting across can't see. You are just here, and the pain is that I am trying hard, and you, whom I consider to be my everything, you can't see what's happening inside me. You see the smile, you see my external smile, the compose, the poise, the dark eyes, all cold, cold. I too sit, quiet, motionless. Then I speak of the outside. Not a leaf stirs, neither the wind chimes. Devastated. I soar high, I lie low, listless, mellow. Like the winter, my spirit is tallow. Cold within, pestilence-stricken this world, there is dearth. In this silence, amidst this turbulence, I hear a voice. There lies my redemption. I hear a voice means my inner voice now. I am done with everything. I cannot go on with this lack of, absolute lack of understanding. This silence of yours, this outward show, this sitting to show the world, I really cannot do with it. There lies my redemption, I need to go. There lies my redemption. I need to go.
Redemption was leaving.
My redemption,
Was leaving.
my redemption was?
Leaving.
Was leaving, not redemption is inside. I need to go here doesn't mean physically I need to go somewhere. I need to go means I need to recoil. I don't need to look out. I need to look within now.
It's like retrospection means looking.
Introspection.
Introspection, actually.
Uh-huh.
Actually.
Ma'am, your poem, 40 Summers,
40 summers.
beautifully captures the journey of life through the metaphor of seasons.
Season.
You have mentioned about all the seasons, but the title says summer, 40 summer.
Uh-huh.
Why did you choose to focus on that summer in particular?
Title.
Yeah. And what was your significance in context with the story?
Poem. I chose summers because summer means happiness. It brings not winter because winter stands for death or ending. Summer means all things bright and sunny. That's why I chose summer.
No, but then there was spring as well.
I could have chosen spring, but I have chosen summer.
It was not intentional.
No, not that. But obviously nothing to do with cold or dampness. Yeah.
So we are English teachers. English teachers always refers to summer, and somehow summers in England is spring over here. So it's like that.
For us, summer means vacations, okay?
Yeah, that's summer is
That's the
vacation.
beautiful part.
That's a beautiful.
Because being an English teacher, being a teacher for a long time, for me, summer means vacations. So, 40 summers. Out of that, 14 vacations.
Ma'am, your poem, When You Go,
When You Go.
theme of unspoken word and silence.
Uh.
So, for you, what's the importance of silence and how does it represent within the context of the poem?
When you go. Okay. When you go, and as I say goodbye. So goodbyes are always sad. A part of me is lost. I wish to tell you. It often happens. I wish to tell and I never say. But I hold my words back. I sit tongue-tied. I smile. I'm like a silent room. Watch you go. A while back, there was music, there was rapture, there was love, there was sunshine, There were wet towels, paper scattered, laundry to be done. There were fond hands to draw the curtains, pour the water, cook the food. There were quarrels, there were complaints. There were many tender sunsets. And when you go, there is just one endeavor: to mature. What is the endeavor? What is the meaning of to mature? Anyone? To let go. Because in life, letting go things as gracefully as possible is one of the greatest art, I guess, which you learn with maturity.
Brilliant. This line in itself is a lesson, is a whole course. The whole act of life at the end is of letting go. Yeah.
And it is the kernel of Buddhism, if you talk.
Yeah.
I always come down to philosophy, if you will notice.
The more we try to hold on to something, the more it slips from our fingers at the end.
Yes. One of my poem, I don't know I have it here or not. No, the golden sand is here. None of you, have you read that golden sand?
Is there any personal experience there in that?
Hundreds of personal experiences.
Can you give one?
Give one.
I'm exploring the thing.
Whenever you will try to hold on to any relationship, friendship, like this, it will be like holding on to sand. When you will open, what will be in your hands? Nothing. Like these lustrous golden grains, people, they slip away. As I know them better, they fall through my fingers like these specks granular. Maybe their hearts are too fleeting to clutch, or maybe the fault is in my hands.
I guess this is what you meant by maturing, right? Means
Yes.
that introspection and realizing that we can't hold on to something like this.
Yes.
The more we try, the more it will let go. So which one of them is your favorite poem actually?
I guess who am I?
Who am I? Even I forgot to mention, Who Am I reminds me of Kamala Das as well.
She is my favorite. I am so honored that you remember. I love her. Kamala Das is my favorite poetess.
The poem, the introduction, Kamala Das's introduction, I too call myself I, that particular line kind of reiterates it. Every time I read your poem, Who Am I, it comes back to me. As if it's Maya is just not me, Maya is every person speaking their experience out loud. So it feels that way for me.
I have like Kamala Das is a poetess who is so outspoken.
Outspoken, absolutely.
She has got such. I must say she has some guts. She can speak her mind at that age.
At that age, yeah.
Her poems are very, very.
The vigor, the strength
the
is
strength,
unimaginable.
unimaginable. She has really done an incredible work for Indian literature and Indian women. The way she has represented Indian literature in the entire genre of poetry, world poetry, I will say. She can be ranked with Sylvia Plath and Anne Saxton anytime.
Anytime.
And she will be there.
So, ma'am, what would you suggest to the young readers that how important is poetry? How relevant is poetry in today's world? Because most of the time we lose that, we question, why should we read poetry? We have so much to do. There is science, there is commerce, there are more practical things at hand. So why do you think that people should read poetry or should practice poetry?
I must say that see, poetry is life. As necessary is rain for the planet, is poetry for the mind. If you have to keep your soul alive, your spirit alive, if we have to allow ourselves to live not only by bread, butter and roof, but our senses, then we have to keep our poetic self alive. So poets are needed. Very much needed in a society. So every great king in their wisdom kept poets very near themselves, very near to them. Yes.
Ma'am, unfortunately, I haven't read your book entirely. I just read one poem.
Just
I saw your book, all the poems, and they are
Boring.
not poems, but they are very good.
Okay, thank you.
Difficult to comprehend. The one poem that I read was Who Am I, obviously, and everyone has been talking about it so much.
Really?
But
That's nice.
I just want to ask you, as a poet, what is your opinion on the modern poems being very short? Like, as you have seen, the modern poems are becoming shorter and shorter, like 2 lines or 3 lines or 4 lines at most. And all these years, we have always witnessed poems to be very lengthy, containing all the stories from starting to beginning and to the end. But nowadays, the modern poem writing has become very, I can say, very short and very, I don't know, like it's just to the point. It doesn't have the content of being a story. So, what do you think about it? Like, as an artist, do you feel like poems should remain bigger, like contain all the stories, or should it just be to the point?
For me, poem is an expression. Whether you write it long or whether you shorten it, it depends on you. If you want to express yourself in 4 lines, you express it in 4 lines. If you want to express it in 1 page, you express it in 1 page. What matters is your expression. What you want to express is the most important. For me, it even doesn't matter what type of words, whether you are using very high sounding words. I don't think most of my words are very simple. What matters is your thoughts, how lucid they are. What are your thoughts? Your thoughts, your way, whatever you want to say, you should just write. It doesn't even matter whether what you write or you feel, others also feel it or not. It matters you feel it. You should feel it. You should feel it strongly and you should write it. That's your way of expression and that's a poem. Yes.
I will divert you love philosophy and your favorite author is Friedrich Nietzsche.
Nietzsche, yeah.
So,
Not only Nietzsche, but yes, I believe in certain things of his because, you know, he was said to be the man who killed God. He was so much. I told you that the one who is always in controversy and one who is sidelined, I have got somewhere a weakness for those people. Somewhere, I don't know. Anyone who is, you know, always, you know.
The rebel.
Is
The Promethean figure.
like again Osho. Somewhere I feel like reading that person, knowing that person, being by that person. I have got this tendency in me. Again Kamala Das, you see.
Yeah.
This is in me.
so I wanted to ask, as we all know you were a PhD in English literature,
Yes.
a huge feat to gain. So I wanted to ask, what are the remarks on statement God is dead? So what are the remarks on that?
See, God is dead, he never actually meant that. He is wrongly interpreted. That is a misinterpretation.
But he wrote in his book Good and Evil that God is dead.
What did he mean? That if you are doing evil deeds, obviously you are killing the goodness. It is all in your deeds. Now, if so many things, now in the name of God, if you are going and trying to stab Salman Rushdie, do you think that that is being a God's man? So, yes, exactly.
It's something that is driving today's world, I believe, that God is dead. It's not God which is dead, I guess. It's the goodness in us is dying slowly.
Yes.
So,
We see even after the world wars, we haven't learned. We should read one book I feel strongly recommend. Though believe me, Yuval Noah Harari has not given me one penny. Sapiens. In order to understand human nature. We will understand ourselves in a little scientific manner, then I think that we will be able to work on ourselves.
I think we should have that in one of our book reading sessions as well, book review. That will be nice. It's one
It will
of the
be
best
really
books
nice.
of the century.
I strongly feel so.
Even me too. It's
This generation, at least if they work on it, I think might be we will be able to stop wars. What we are doing
yeah.
is
At least humans can strive to be better. That's what I believe. At least
one religion must be there, that is humanity. We don't need at least other gods if we have that one goodness in us. Ultimate God, humanity.
Ma'am, what would you suggest them that how should they continue reading?
I'm so
practicing
happy that
poetry?
you all have read my book. I thank you from the depth of my heart. I'm so elated, dear students. You have read my book so thoroughly. I could understand from the way you asked me questions. Who am I? I know it's a little deep poem, and the way you ask me questions from it, I could understand that you have tried to decipher the meanings so much. And even the other poems, you have read it so well, and this shows that you have interest in books and poetry. I'm sure you all are reading and you all are writing also, and it's wonderful. Keep reading, keep writing. This should be the mantra. That's all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for inspiring us with your book, with your words, with your wisdom and philosophy. I hope you had a lot of things to learn, and I guess she'll be always there with us whenever you need help with writing poetry. She's the best person to guide you as well. So thank you, ma'am, for coming here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.